Hey guys, happy Saturday. Wanted to post a really quick update here on Purity for Life. I don't know how old this is, but I just wanted to share a really pressing need with you that it's on my heart. It's a part of the ministry that we do at Purity for Life. It's it is something that is so super important from within our culture that we need to be considering and praying for. But there is a church that we are really familiar, my wife and I are familiar with, that we're big fans of in Redding, California, called Bethel Church. They have produced a lot of incredible music and worship and teaching and preaching. You may be familiar with them, maybe you're not, but it's called Bethel Church in Redding, California. They recently put out a post on social media and a statement on their website regarding some upcoming legislation that could be passed in the state of California, and it's incredibly alarming. And I wanted to just share real quick. I won't read through the entire the entire like page that they have here, but they posted something. I just saw this today on Facebook, and it could be a few days old. I think it's only a day old, actually. I'm looking at March 23rd. So this was actually just shared on their Facebook page, their website. But there is legislation upcoming in the state of California on three specific bills that Bethel is sharing here, that they are actually making people aware of and giving opportunity for people to contact their state, their state legislature and the appropriate parties, and let people know how you feel about this stuff, and how this would really impact your community, how this would be in my opinion, very negative, very unhealthy for our culture. But I just wanted to real quickly read through just the skimming of those bills, a few of those bills. AB 1779 regarding sexual orientation. Proposed bill to ban mental health providers from assisting in sexual orientation change efforts for adults under a conservatorship or guardianship who express same-sex attraction or gender dysphoria. The bill amends legislation that already prohibits mental health providers from any kind of effort to treat same-sex attraction or gender dysphoria in children under the age of 18. We opposed the bill and the existing legislation. So this specific bill, is basically saying that mental health providers, and it looks like both state and nonprofit, so mental health providers, period, will no longer will be prohibited from giving any kind of help or service to those who are seeking help for same-sex attraction or gender dysphoria. So their voice will be totally cut off, and their voice will be silenced, and literally they will be banned from helping. And I don't know specifically, but again, this looks like state and nonprofit, mental health providers. So that's AB 1779. Then there's AB 2943 regarding unlawful business practices. Proposed bill to prohibit resources concerning treatment or ministry in order to reduce or eliminate same-sex attraction or gender dysphoria. Essentially, this is really super alarming. Conferences, counseling, teaching, books, publications where money is exchanged for the resource would be prohibited. And again, incredibly alarming at what's happening here. And then the third bill, AB 2119, regarding foster care. Proposed bill that mandates that any child in foster care expressing gender identity issues must only be provided counseling and medical services that affirm the gender identity that the child believes that they have. Any professionally guided exploration questioning that belief or encouraging the child to embrace their biological gender would be prohibited. So these are three incredibly dangerous, incredibly alarming bills, legislation that are going through the state of California, that could be going through the state of California. And we're all the way over here on the East Coast in the state of Delaware, but I see this kind of legislation coming, and I see it coming our way. But I know, and hopefully you know, if you're watching this and you're a supporter of Purity for Life, that Jesus is way more powerful, and God's Jesus's power and his transformation is way bigger than any bill that could try to pass through any state or this country that would silence ministries, that would silence people who are trying to help those wanting to come out of a life, a same-sex, attraction lifestyle, and or offer any kind of help or resource or anything like that. Again, the one bill bans, conferences and counseling, teaching, books, publications where money is exchanged for the resource, and would be prohibited. I mean, this is just incredibly alarming stuff. But before we get too alarmed, let's just remember that our God is bigger, and we need to be praying for Bethel Church, praying for the state of California, right? Ultimately, and our world, really, because this stuff is becoming way, way more prominent and really, pushed to the forefront, and rights are now being taken away. And I know there's going to be a fight over this politically, but I think the fight and the battle ultimately should be fought spiritually, and I think that we need to be going to prayer about this, and we need to really be supporting our local ministries and those who want to offer help in this area, because I feel like there's a battle coming, and we need to be praying for our brothers and sisters. And ultimately, I think really we need to be praying for those who are in lifestyles of sexual addiction, right, which is what Purity for Life exists for, helping those, who are wanting help from sexual addiction find freedom, and those who are struggling with these kind of lifestyles. We need to be praying for those people who want freedom. So just putting this quick update out there. I'll be posting screenshots on my on the story here, on the Instagram story, for you could save those or screenshot those or share those or whatever it is, and to what Bethel has shared, and what another ministry has shared too. So look for those. It's again incredibly. I'm tempted to say scary stuff, but I don't want to. I don't want us to play in the camp of fear either. I don't want us to camp out there and be those kind of Christians that just run to fear and run to panic and run to alarm, and all you do is hit the share button and you don't do anything about it, right? So we need to be praying. We need to be supporting. There are links to to report this particular legislation, and to make your local family council aware, or your local legislators, your church, your pastor, your family. Let's just be praying as a community that God's will be done, that holiness, that purity, that truth would be, that voice would break through the darkness and would be able to change and transform people's lives in a way that it should. So praying for that right now. If you guys have any questions about this, let me know, but I wanted to put that update for you guys from Purity for Life. Thanks for watching.